Welcome to episode 10 of our FIFA 22 Newcastle United Career Mode, the conclusion of season 5 and the finale to this series. So much has happened since we began this career mode over a month ago. A new ownership group, numerous transfer rumors, and now with the appointment of Eddie Howe, a new coach in charge. I'm excited to see how Newcastle progress and whether some of the predictions we made in this save will actually happen IRL. But as far as this career mode goes, we're going to look to add as many extra trophies as possible. Of course, starting the season with a victory in the FA Community Shield, and with our departure in the Champions League group stage now being placed into the Europa League, I think we've got a good chance of winning that competition as well. I wouldn't count us out of the Premier League title race. The summer saw a lot of additions to this Newcastle squad. We had the arrival of Unai Simon at goalkeeper, and Joe Gomez was meant to play as one of the center backs in our 3 at the back formation, but we have since opted to the 4-2-3-1, and he's acted quite well as a makeshift right back. We still have 23 million remaining in our transfer budget, and I'm going to continue transfer listing some of those fringe players that haven't quite broken into our starting 11 and substitutes. Noah James, for example, he's been here since the start. He was actually the first youth academy promotion that we had. The 21-year-old Canadian will be joining PSV for 18.8 million. Trevor Chalobah, one of the better free agent signings that we had in this series, will be joining his brother Nathaniel over at Fulham as he joins the club for 14.5 million. 2 other small deals, Liam Burton joining West Brom for 2 million and Remy Savage making the transfer to Bristol City for 1.35 million. We've talked about this Santiago storyline for quite a while, and with this being the last episode, I think we see it to completion. The goal storyline will see his transfer from Newcastle to Real Madrid. It's just a matter of how we can do it in this save. I was hoping that Madrid would send us a transfer offer for Santiago sometime over these 5 seasons, but that was not meant to be, and each of the players listed here would not be included as part of a swap deal. I think that's because Haaland is already at the club and they didn't want to have 2 world-class strikers to choose from and have to compete for playing time. However, they were open to Haaland joining us at Newcastle for Santiago plus 50 million as part of a swap deal. I know there were some rumors early on in the ownership change that would see Haaland join Newcastle. That's probably not going to happen in the upcoming transfer window IRL, but as Premier League winners, it's not the most unrealistic thing in this case. Plus, we have to do whatever possible in order to complete that goal storyline. So there you have it, Haaland joining Newcastle. And considering we've just signed one of, if not the best striker in FIFA 22, it really was a solid deal. We will still be closely following Santiago at Madrid. Hopefully he can rise to success as they are still in Champions League. It would be a nice send-off if at the end of this career mode, we see Real Madrid lift the Champions League trophy. A few other transfers as we had a number of players leaving out on loan deals. This is just to see if any of our Youth Academy promotions can see a nice rise to their rating, just in case I ever want to revisit this save for a live stream or something along that sorts. While we're on the topic, 2 promotions from our Youth Academy: Jonathan Smith, the English right back at 18 years old, an overall of 68, and Matthew Miller on the opposite flank, a left wing back with potential of 77 to 94. I'm pretty happy with this episode. Scouting network storylines, of course, keeping a network in England as we search for a physically strong player, but also establishing a network in both Mexico and the United States, the 2 countries that I would say Santiago has ties to. We'll see at the end of the episode if we have any promising players come from those reports. But a look ahead, we have the semi-final again against Manchester United. Had it been really any other opponent, I probably would have played those fixtures and showcased the gameplay for y'all. But because we've matched up against Manchester United so much, I decided to simulate. We lost the first leg 2-1, which was disappointing considering we had a 1-0 lead going into the 80th minute. That's how it is sometimes. The second leg ending in a 1-1 draw, meaning that Manchester United will advance on aggregate and we will not be able to win the Carabao Cup. So now full focus will basically go towards the Europa League and the Prem. It's Dynamo Zagreb in the preliminary rounds, and this is the squad that we have available to us. I've been seeing some comments lately asking why I continue to start Navas in those Europa League fixtures. I understand that he doesn't have as good of a rating, but Simon is getting most of the appearances in the Prem. I continue to keep squad rotation for realism purposes, and to be fair, Navas has pulled off some incredible saves. But as we swap over to the gameplay, if you have enjoyed this Newcastle career mode, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and feel free to stick around to the end as I will be talking a little bit about my next career mode plans. Historically speaking, Dynamo Zagreb are one of Croatia's top teams, and they tend to do well in the Europa League. Fortunately, we managed to pick up a 1-0 victory on the away simulation, Saint-Maximin getting the only goal. With that said, there's plenty of pressure on us. Not only do we have the debut of Erling Braut Haaland, but we also need to make sure that in front of these home fans, we make strides in Europa League. It was a disappointing exit out of Champions League, so we're trying to make up for that somewhat here. It only took 13 minutes for Haaland to get his first goal on his non-preferred right foot, able to create enough separation between him and the defender, really utilizing his physicality, and he is able to find the back of the net. Kind of a weird keeper animation, but that sort of thing will happen when you have a high-rated player like Haaland in your squad. But this is exactly what I mean from Dynamo Zagreb. They make a quick response. One of their top players, Orsic, who might be getting on in age at this point, still has enough pace to outrun our defenders, and he's able to beat Navas on his near post. So we're level with just a 1-goal advantage on aggregate. Again, it's a good effort on target. Navas able to get that one out of play, and Haaland showing that distribution on the passing. I think that's an underrated category of his game, and especially when we've got a couple of talented players around him like Saint-Maximin, Sar, then it's good that we have a playmaking striker. Here is Sar sending it across, and had that gone in, that might have been goal of the entire series. Even a contender with the Gareth Bale goal from, I think that was season 2 or season 3. But it seemed like we were off on the right foot, continuing to create pressure here in the second half. Cantwell playing through Sar. A third goal should be able to seal it on aggregate, but we just could not get it. Haaland unable to get that effort on target. And again, as we create some pressure, it's Cantwell to get by the Zagreb players. Plays through Haaland. Surely he has enough pace to outrun these defenders, but their keeper was pulling off save after save. And even keeping possession here in the 68th minute, Haaland unable to get the shot on target. It took me a little bit of time to adjust to his play style, and as a result, Zagreb are starting to slowly get back into the game. They pull 1 goal back in the 83rd. For whatever reason, not picking up the ball despite still needing to score an extra goal as we try to see out possession, but a misplaced pass from Zakaria will result in a counterattack from Zagreb as they start to pour forward players. We're having players track back, but with 2 minutes of added extra time, it's Andrić to play through Stipic, and now it's going to be Pavlovic to get the game-tying goal. We're into extra time and potentially penalties. Momentum-wise, Dynamo Zagreb were by and far the better team heading into this extra period. Fortunately, we've got Keylor Navas to pull off some clutch saves as we try to get something going, but you can see we just couldn't get out of our own half, and it's another big save by either the post or Navas. Still not entirely sure, even editing this footage back. Saint-Maximin played through in the 98th. Disappointing for the post to deny him. Usually he converts most of those chances, but this time around in what would have been a big goal, he's unable to get us a third goal. Haaland to play through Peter Pryor, and he is fouled inside the box. There's only one player that we're going to have take it. It is going to be our new signing as the Dynamo Zagreb player is sent off with a red. A chance for Haaland to be a hero in this deciding fixture, but it is saved from the keeper, and that is only going to hurt his confidence. Keep in mind, we still have an extra man in these remaining minutes, so we can still try to push on and maybe find the winner. We're going to get one more chance as Longstaff plays through Pryor. He forced the penalty, and he is going to play through Saint-Maximin through on goal. Another huge save from the keeper, and as a result, it's going to be penalty kicks. I can't say we've had a penalty kick shootout prior to this point in the save, which is saying something because we're 5 seasons in. It sums up this save pretty well, and I've gone ahead and put this footage at 2x speed because it does last for a while. The first penalties from both teams being missed. Finally, we convert on the second one, and Navas able to pull off consecutive saves. So now a chance for us to maybe stack a few goals and look to run away with this one, but a cheeky chip to the right from Dynamo Zagreb, a missed penalty from Saint-Maximin, and all of a sudden we're level going into the 5th penalty shootout. Longstaff very lucky for that one to find the back of the net, even had a deflection from the keeper. If Navas were to have made the save, we would have won it there, but into the 6th kick, and Boscali, a bit of fortune to find the goal. Again, a deciding penalty if Navas is able to pull off a save. He's been a clutch player for us before, but it was some well-placed penalty kicks from Dynamo Zagreb. Yellow time finish there from Zakaria to give us 5 And on the 7th penalty, Pavlovic, he was a hero for Zagreb earlier on, but he is putting this one over the bar. I think Navas had also guessed the right way. We're never able to get wins the easy way, but the important thing is we advance to the round of 16, and hopefully we can continue to make progress in Europa League. Our next opponent will be Ferencvárosi Torna Club, who are surely one of the new teams added to FIFA 22 because of the inclusion of the Europa Conference League. It seems like they've made some progress as they are now into the Europa League, and they did hang with us in the simulated fixture as we only picked up a 1-0 win courtesy of a Haaland goal. Ideally, we're able to see out this match a lot easier than we did in the preliminary rounds against Dynamo Zagreb. I'm not trying to go into extra time and penalties again, but we'll see how things go. Level going into the 31st minute, Haaland playing through Nori. He'll play the pass back, and again on Haaland's weak foot, seems like he's clinical on that right as he makes it one. A good finish, more of a low-driven shot than anything. Keeper trying to outstretch that leg, but not able to make contact with the ball. And just like that, we're in the driver's seat. Gomez, a really good job to win a 50-50 ball and showcasing some of that pace. Has a little bit of attacking support, late run from Cantwell. He's going to go solo. Saved by the keeper initially. Sure that Cantwell could have done this a lot easier, but he goes with the acrobatic finish. Believe they even hit the ground before finding the goal. Kind of sums up Cantwell as a player. I'm not sure how to describe him, but he does get results, has been one of the top assist players, and he scores some pretty good goals like that one. Still a few minutes before the end of the first half, and we continue to apply that pressure. The initial effort from Zakaria eventually found its way to Sarr. Now Haaland plays through Saint-Maximin. How about that for a finish? Not even a finesse shot, just a power shot to the far post. Saint-Maximin has upgraded a lot of his attributes, and at this stage of the save, he's going to be one of France's best players and certainly one of our best players as well. Looking to add a fourth here, Cantwell played through, and again, the inconsistencies in front of goal. You saw it a lot in the last episode. It's only going to continue here. 75th, our opponents do manage to get one back, but they're still down 4-1 on aggregate. So let's be real, we will be advancing to the quarterfinals. I would like to clean up some of these defensive mistakes though, because we can't afford to do this sort of thing when we have a closer match on aggregate. Maybe we're not able to pick up good simulator results like we have in the past. But one final highlight here as Sarr plays through Armstrong. The substitute for Haaland goes for the far post, saved by the keeper, cleared away by Ferencvárosi, and just like that, ref will be calling for full time. A pretty dominant performance. Historically, we've had some bad luck with our matchups, and I can't complain too much because our two opponents prior to this have been on the easier side, but it's Chelsea in the quarterfinals. I would absolutely say they're one of the top teams left in Europa League at this stage of the competition. They've made some great transfers, not a whole lot of original Chelsea players, but they've signed some talent from the Premier League and even some of the leagues abroad. As far as the simulator results, I will take a draw. As long as we can be level going into the gameplay fixture, I like our chances. If we can find a way past Chelsea, I think we have to be favorites for Europa League, and we'll need players like Sarr to step up and continue their good form that they've showcased in this competition, because Chelsea have some superstars of their own. We'll face some early challenges from Chelsea as the quick passing play will eventually find the ball over to Chilwell. He'll try to loft it across, and it's Pedri who comes in late, and Keylor Navas pulling off another save on his near post. Here is Sarr over to Haaland, the back heel to Cantwell, spotting out the run from Saint-Maximin. Doesn't have too much supporting cast in the middle, so he'll go for the solo effort, saved well by Pickford. Chelsea with another chance. This time it's Isak with the header, and Navas equal to it. Pedri back to Antony, over to Isak, and Navas, I thought this had gone in, but he gets just enough of the ball to tip that one onto the outside side netting. I think we've lucked out to keep the match level going into the second half, and we'll try to make the most of that. Another one of those acrobatic finishes from Haaland, pulling that out on the regular. If only he could find these efforts on target, that would have been a huge goal for us to score. It was only a matter of time though before Chelsea started responding. It was Muriel that was brought on, and some space in front of him. He goes with a long shot effort. It's been our downfall in this save. Dubravka struggled it in the early seasons, and as we've transitioned over to Unai Simon, and even for this match, Keylor Navas, I think it's just something that keepers have a hard time stopping in FIFA 22, and that was certainly the case here. Still only just one goal down. We'll try to make a defensive stop. Antony down the right wing is going to look for the pass inside. It's Pavard that finds Conte. He scored in the simulated fixture, and the defensive midfielder will score again, making it 2 for Chelsea on the day. A 2-goal lead on aggregate. Just 12 or so minutes remaining for us to get some goals back. So obviously, it's constant pressure time. We'll try to get something going. Saint-Maximin on the near post. That's gone in before, but this time it's a kick save from Pickford. Cross floated in on the corner kick. Willock trying to get the ball forward, but obviously the ref is going to call full time. A disappointing way for us to exit out of Europa League. Again, I would put some of the blame on difficult matchups. Last year was Manchester City in the round of 16. This year it's Chelsea in the quarterfinals. But at the end of the day, we didn't make the most of the chances we had. A fitting story for this Newcastle save. But we'll transition to the end of season recap, look at how things went across all competitions, and talk about some future career mode plans. Considering our results, I was a bit concerned that we would see our contract terminated before I decided to see this career mode end, but we made it to the end of Season 5. Honestly, things really didn't go to plan. In the Prem, we finished outside of the top 6. It was Spurs that see a Premier League title, as they won due to goal differential over Chelsea. I really can't make sense of a lot of the simulator results this year. You guys know, we've seen some strange things in this save, Brighton winning the Prem, and even as we improved the team, it seemed like we got worse and worse. Anyways, it was Southampton, Brentford, and Fulham in bottom 3. Not a single appearance for us in the top 15 for top goal scorers. However, it was Puado, a Crystal Palace player, that finished with the most goals in the Prem. Assist-wise, we did have a single appearance. Ismail Sarr, 5th place, 8 goals from 34, and clean sheets, a pretty good debut season from Simone in all honesty. 3rd in the Prem, 10 clean sheets from 36 appearances. With the departure of Santiago, we had to have a few players step up, and to be fair, Sarr has been one of my favorite players in this save. 19 goals across 55 appearances. It was Saint-Maximin and Haaland who also had good spells in the second half of the season. Sarr also leading the team with assists as he was joint top with Cantwell. And probably one of the better potential Youth Academy players that we've found so far, Harley Wright, during his loan spell at Vitesse, saw +7 in his rating up to a 73. As promised, here's a look at the 2 best Youth Academy findings that we had from both Mexico and the United States. Probably not those top potential players, but still fun that we could explore this storyline for the final episode. Recapping all competitions, I'm glad we could at least lift 1 trophy this season with the FA Community Shield. We saw an exit in the 4th round of the FA Cup to Wolves. Arsenal went on to beat Burnley in the final 2-0. For the Carabao Cup, you already know, Manchester United defeating us in the semi-finals. They also won that competition. It was Inter to win Champions League. Disappointing to see them knock out Real Madrid in the round of 16. I had my fingers crossed that we would see that great storyline for Santiago. But it was not meant to be for that or us in the Europa League. Arguably the toughest matchup we could have had with Chelsea. Of course, they went on to win the entire tournament as they defeated Aalborg BK 3-1. In the final, Eintracht Frankfurt getting a dub against Liverpool in the Europa Conference League. And just to show you all how bad our manager situation was, we had our manager rating to a 41. That's about as low as you can get it before getting sacked by the board. But if you are interested, here's a look at this final Newcastle squad. We signed some great players over these 5 seasons, developed some fantastic storylines, but all good things must come to an end. And honestly, I think it is time for a change because there's a lot of things that was missing in this save that have since been added to FIFA Career Mode. Also, I just need something fresh to keep myself interested in the game throughout this entire FIFA cycle. But as for the next save, it is going to be in the Bundesliga. I've already got a few teams in mind, and depending on how things go over the next few weeks, the team that I've chosen might change. I'll make sure to keep y'all updated in that regard, as well as some other content coming out on the channel. The realistic rebuilds have gone down super well, so I want to make more of those, as well as something completely different to what I'm used to uploading, but I think you all will enjoy it a lot. But I want to give a big thanks to channel members for supporting what we do here on YouTube. If you ever want to learn more about the membership program, click the join button right underneath the video. And if you have enjoyed this Newcastle series, feel free to leave a like down below as well. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. But until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you all again soon.